So listen, we got a chance to look at your golf swing. You sent a video up from earlier in the week on Thursday on the 6th tee at Spyglass. So I'm going to walk over here to the MorganFranklin Transformation Center and just have a little look at your golf swing. Now, I got a football here, and this one happens to have, I got to make sure everybody can see this. This one happens to have your autograph on it. And Eli, as I sit here and I hold this and I talk with you on the phone, I'm thinking about how to help you play better golf, even though I'm kind of talking to, one of the people that I've admired and look up to. So I want to just take a little look at this swing. And as we do this, just share with our listeners some of the struggles that you have with your shots. It seems like you're a little out and over in your motion, and that can lead to some challenging recovery shots, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think that's kind of my, everyone I've ever talked to, ever looked at my, get a lesson with the pro, and it's just a little bit too much, kind of over the top, and so you hit that, you kind of, hit that kind of that high fade. I hate to say the slice word, but that high fade, and so, I don't mind, everybody tries to get me to hit this draw. It's just it's tough for me. So when I can control that fade and hit that little baby fade, I like it. But sometimes I feel like I'm coming from inside, but but I'm not, and so I just that's kind of always my challenge. That's my miss is to the right, kind of a weak high right miss that gets me in trouble.
All right, well, it's time for me to coach you a little bit. I'm gonna have a football here so that people can understand a little bit what we're talking about. You obviously can image it in your mind, but one of the things that I see going on here is there's not really a lot of hip turn. There's not a lot of rotation back in the backswing, and I think one of the things that is imperative when you're throwing a ball, whether it's a football or a baseball or anything, is that you coil up that body and you get a little rotation. I'm sure that you've done plenty of drills where it's just working on rotating the upper body or rotating both the hips and the shoulders, things that you've done in the past. It's a very common thing for you to do without thinking, but as you get over, and being 6'5" as well makes it a little bit more challenging to make a rotation. But when you start to think about winding up and throwing a football, is there some sort of something that you work on, whether it's getting the right shoulder back or getting the left shoulder in front? Is there something that you think about when you're throwing that football that allows you to get some body rotation in the backswing or in the coil?
Yeah, I think there is kind of, just when you're warming up and kind of just getting started, you do a lot of drills just trying to kind of create that torque and really get your left shoulder kind of just close it a little bit towards your target, kind of almost get the back of your shoulder towards the target, but still kind of open up that left hip to your left side, kind of so open up the left hip and keep that left shoulder closed to create that torque and power. And I know there's got to be similarities in the golf swing when you're trying to do that. And for whatever reason, it's just a little bit, it's for whatever reason it's harder for me to do it with the golf swing. I don't know if it comes, I grew up playing a lot of baseball, but I played baseball left-handed. I throw righty, but I bat left-handed. So I think there's I think I might have been a natural lefty golfer, but growing up, we couldn't find any left-handed clubs, so you just you naturally.
Yeah, it's a nice way of saying that Archie was too cheap, huh? Hey, so listen. So what I want you to do is I want you to feel like you're going to get your left hip or right hip. I want your hips to rotate a little bit more fully in that backswing. And when you do that, what you're going to find is that your shoulders are going to rotate a little bit more completely. Your lead arm's going to drop underneath. And when you start to bring this club down into the downswing, what you're going to find is that you won't chuck that club out across you. It'll actually loop underneath. The other thing I want you to do, and this is an easy one for you to remember, I want you to pretend that you're going to throw that ball to David Tyree, because one of the things that happens when you start to launch the ball up into the air with football is you will naturally drop that right shoulder down a little bit so you can chuck the ball up into the air. And one of the things that's going to help you in your full swing is once you get that coil back, I want you to feel like you're going to hit it really high in the air, which is going to help you get that right shoulder to stay back and under, and you'll start to really get those power draws. Okay? So all you got to do is do that.
Got it.
Come and see me up here. We'd love to see you. Eli, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it so much.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Michael. That
You
was
bet.
great.
You bet. All the best. Coming up next, the RNA and the USGA have released the Distance Insights Project. We're going to look into that next.